April 29, 1945. Dachau, Bavaria. 3:12 p.m. The gate swings open with a metallic scream, groaning on rusted hinges older than the war itself. Muzzle smoke curls around the boots of U.S. infantrymen as they step inside. The sound of distant gunfire fades, replaced by a low hum, like the world is holding its breath. Sunlight filters through the barbed wire in jagged streaks. Dust hangs in the air, unmoving. And then they see it. A train of death, boxcars packed with corpses, bodies stacked like firewood. Skin stretched over bone. Eyes sunken, glassy, locked in silent horror. Some are naked. Others still clutch torn photographs, scraps of cloth, or nothing at all. One soldier stumbles back, covering his mouth. Another sways where he stands. Someone whispers, "This can't be real." But it is. Beyond the tracks, chimneys belch smoke. Not from warmth. Not from factories. But from ovens. Inside the camp, striped figures drift between rows of barracks like ghosts. Hollow eyes. Ribs like cages. Some crawl. Some don't move at all. And then, movement. Past the fences, by the coal yard, black uniforms. Waffen SS guards. Hands raised. Faces calm. Some are smiling. That's when it happens. A single voice barks. Line them up. Rifles rise. Fingers tighten. No orders needed now. Because this place isn't just liberated. It's about to erupt. The 45th Infantry Division moves deeper into the compound, slow, deliberate, weapons ready. But there are no shots. No resistance. Just silence. And then, the smell hits. Rotting flesh, sewage, coal smoke, and something chemical, sweet and sour, unnatural. It clings to their uniforms, invades their lungs. Some gag behind gloves. Others press on, boots crunching over gravel, glass, bones. The barracks appear first, long, wooden structures with flaking paint and sagging roofs. Inside, triple-decker bunks packed tighter than cattle stalls. No mattresses. Just lice-infested straw and blood-stained blankets. Buckets overflow with waste. Some of the beds still hold bodies. Still warm. Outside, the prisoners emerge. Slow. Hesitant. They don't speak. Most can't. They're walking skeletons, skin blistered, eyes sunken, limbs trembling with every step. Some kneel. Some collapse. One man raises a shaky arm in salute before falling forward into the dirt. A medic rushes forward, but there's nothing he can do. The man is already gone. Behind the barracks lies the crematorium complex. Ovens still radiate heat. Ash drifts in the breeze like snowfall. Steel doors are smeared with human fat and blackened by decades of death. And in the center of it all, the gas chamber. Ceramic tiles. Drain in the center. Nozzles overhead. The soldiers stare. One steps inside and sees the claw marks, scratched into the walls by fingernails during the final seconds. This wasn't war. This was slaughter. And then, through a shattered window, movement. Black shapes darting between buildings. SS guards. Armed. Trying to disappear into the maze of their own creation. The soldiers freeze. The hunt has begun. They find them near the coal yard. Around 50 SS men, some in full uniform, others stripped of insignias, hoping anonymity might save them. Their weapons are gone, but their posture isn't surrender. It's arrogance. Chin up. Eyes steady. They line up as if for inspection. The Americans form a semicircle around them. No words exchanged. Just rifles raised. And then, Lieutenant William Walsh steps forward. He's covered in grime, dried blood on his sleeve. His boots are still stained from the corpses in the boxcars. He looks at the SS. Then past them, to the camp. He sees a prisoner crawling through the dust, his feet torn open from forced marches. He sees another man missing a hand, wrapped in a dirty rag, gritting his teeth as he drags a wooden cart of corpses toward a pit. This isn't a prison. It's a graveyard with walls. Walsh turns to his men. He doesn't shout. Just two words. Let them? The .30 caliber machine gun is the first to speak, barking short bursts that rip into the lined-up guards. Then come the M1 Garands, 8-shot clips emptied in seconds. Then pistols. For 30 seconds, the yard echoes with gunfire, bullets stitching bodies into the stone wall. When the smoke lifts, the SS men are collapsed in bloody heaps. Steam rises from the pavement. Some twitch. Most don't. The Americans reload, but not because of orders. Because they're not finished. Down another alley, more SS are spotted. Some are trying to hide under civilian coats. Some crouch behind barrels. One flees and is gunned down before he takes 10 steps. This is no firefight. It's a purge. And Dachau is bleeding in reverse. The gunfire doesn't echo for long, because it never really stops. Across the compound, the rage spreads. Word moves fast, the guards are being executed. Some cheer. Others grip their rifles tighter. Another squad stumbles upon a cluster of SS men disguised as medical staff. Their hands are clean. Their uniforms aren't. One has a notebook tucked under his shirt, pages filled with prisoner numbers, medical logs, and experiments. One soldier flips the book open, reads the words cold water immersion, altitude simulation, phosphorus burn tests, then closes it slowly. He looks at the man holding it and pulls the trigger. No hesitation. No questions. Just one more dead man in a place built for death. Inside the barracks, survivors point, silent, shaking fingers identifying the worst of the guards. One old man with no teeth spits toward a figure limping away near the perimeter wall. The soldier tailing him doesn't ask why. He just raises his rifle and fires. Back at the coal yard, the bodies of SS men are still being dragged into piles. Some of them are stripped, others are still warm. The Americans don't speak much now. They've seen too much. In another corner of the camp, a group of GIs find a group of prisoners huddled around something. When they push forward, they see what's left of an SS officer. He was handed over to the inmates. They didn't waste time. A soldier looks away. Another doesn't. Because somewhere inside them, the line has already blurred. Right and wrong are dead here. Just like everyone else. Dachau fractures into chaos. There's no chain of command now, only instinct and vengeance. Soldiers patrol the alleys, rifles swinging left and right. Doors are kicked in. Prison offices, storage rooms, sleeping quarters, all searched. Anyone in black, anyone who ran, anyone hiding is forced out at gunpoint or left where they're found. A field medic runs toward a cry for help, thinking it's one of theirs. It isn't. It's a prisoner with a shattered leg, crawling through mud and blood toward the crematorium. He doesn't speak. He just points inside. The medic follows. Inside the furnace room, bodies are stacked like lumber. The metal trays are still hot. One oven glows orange inside. Ash coats the walls like soot from a century of fire. And there, just behind the furnace, an SS officer, gun half drawn, dead before he could fire. Shot through the eye. No one claims the kill. Outside, a GI sets up his machine gun facing the shower block. His buddy asks why. The gunner answers, they might still be in there. He opens fire. Stone chips spray into the sky. Steel nozzles shatter. Tiles crack. No one's inside. Doesn't matter. In the administrative block, a young soldier opens a cabinet filled with hair. Human hair. Sorted. Tagged. Weighed. Another cabinet holds children's shoes. He slams it shut. Doesn't speak. He walks outside, sees a captured SS medic sitting on the ground, hands behind his head. He shoots him. And keeps walking. Somewhere, the chaplain is trying to stop it. But it's too late. The line between soldier and executioner collapsed the moment those gates opened. And Dachau became a battlefield with no rules, no mercy, and no prisoners. The final SS guards are flushed out like rats. Some attempt to flee through the trees beyond the perimeter. They don't make it far. Bullets chase them through the grass. Those that fall are left where they drop. No medics run to check for a pulse. Others are cornered in the maintenance sheds, trapped between crates of stolen prisoner belongings and half-burned ledgers. Their hands go up. Their eyes plead. It doesn't matter anymore. No one has orders. The camp is lawless now. Inside the commandant's quarters, a desk sits untouched. A leather-bound journal lies open, filled with names, punishments, selections. Notations like work detail, likely fatal, and sent to Hartheim. Unfit. Pages signed and stamped. Efficient death. A soldier flips through them, then tears the book in half. In the courtyard, someone finds a Nazi flag. They drag it down the pole and burn it in a metal basin meant for prisoner rations. The flames crackle. Men stand around it, silent. A few prisoners try to cheer, but their throats are too dry to shout. Then come the civilians. Residents from the nearby town of Dachau, marched in by rifle point. Ordered to see what they ignored. They gag at the smell. Cover their mouths at the sight of mass graves and blackened ovens. One American shouts at them, "You knew. You had to know." But they don't answer. What can they say? As the last shots echo in the distance, the men of the 45th regroup by the main gate. No celebration. No smiles. Just bloodstains. Ash. And silence. Dachau has fallen. Not in battle. In reckoning. Dawn creeps over the camp, but it brings no warmth. Smoke still drifts from the crematorium. Blood streaks the gravel. Bodies, both prisoner and SS, lie under blankets or in the open, untouched. A cold wind pushes through the guard towers, rattling the steel gates. The war is still raging in Europe. Berlin hasn't fallen yet. But here, at Dachau, it's over. The 45th Infantry Division files out slowly, their boots heavier than when they entered. Some refuse to speak. Others write it all down. Every detail. Every smell. Every face. Because if they don't, who will believe it? Military investigators arrive. Notes are taken. Photographs snapped. Rumors of the execution spread fast. Washington asks questions. A report is filed. But General George S. Patton, military governor of Bavaria, reviews the findings. And throws them out. No courts-martial. No reprimands. Just silence. The official line, combat confusion. Emotional breakdown. Unpreventable tragedy. Unofficially, most men understood. How could they not? Nearly 42,000 prisoners died in Dachau over 12 years. In gas chambers. In shooting pits. On operating tables. Some Americans called the reprisals justice. Others called it revenge. But nobody called it wrong, at least, not out loud. Today, Dachau stands as a memorial. But on that spring afternoon in 1945, it was a reckoning. A moment when good men, who had seen too much, chose the only response they felt the dead would understand. Not justice through trial, but justice through fire. If this story shook you, don't let history fade into silence. Subscribe for more untold truths from the shadows of World War II. Like the video to honor the 42,000 voices silenced behind these gates. Share this, so the world never forgets what evil looks like when it wears a uniform. And what vengeance looks like when the gates finally open.